Good morning, everyone. Hope you're all very well. We're about to kick off this Altis' data literacy program session today. Before we start, my name's Jason Williams and I'm the delivery lead here in the Altis Canberra office. I'd like to thank you all for joining me here today for this webinar, learning a bit more about data literacy and why it's so important, and in particular as well, Altis' data literacy program that we're now rolling out. Hopefully everyone's tested their microphones and you can all hear and see me too and see the slides that are shared on the screen. So before we begin, just a quick few items to go through. If anyone has any questions throughout the webinar today, feel free to type them in the Q&A box that you'll see on the screen, and I'll try to answer them at the end of the session if time permits. When you're joining as well, you'd also have seen a prompt notifying you that this webinar is being recorded today. After the webinar is finished, all attendees will receive a link to that recording so you can go back and review anything you may have missed. So just to kick off today, I thought I'd give you a bit of background about Altis if you're not aware. So Altis was founded in 1998, and as we grew, it became important to formalise the core values of our business. Following extensive team and customer research, the core ethos of connecting with courage, heart and insight became the central framework for the company. In simple terms, that means that the firm commitment of our team to building lasting relationships with our clients, yourselves, and sharing the responsibility of delivering their outcomes. Since Altis started working with data warehousing and business intelligence back in 1998, we now have 5 offices across Australia, New Zealand and the UK, as well as a satellite office that exists in Brisbane. Altis works within a range of industries and includes telecommunications, health, transport and logistics, utilities, higher education, and a big consumer in Canberra, government. While we are a strategic partner with all the leading business intelligence, data visualization, analytics, and data management vendors, we aren't resellers. So what this means for all our clients is that we can offer independent advice on the most appropriate solution for customer needs. Altis is the largest Australian and New Zealand specialist data and analytics consultancy, and we currently have over 115 skilled and passionate consultants, including a dedicated managed services team. So this managed services team allows us to manage organisations' data for them while they concentrate on the things they do best in a more efficient, reliable, low cost and low risk method. Although Altis supports organisations with their data and analytics needs, we recognise the importance of empowering individuals to be more data driven and to create a culture of strong data literacy across an organisation. The challenge we see in most organisations is that people might not understand the importance of how data and analytics supports their work. As data and analytics are increasingly valuable assets to organisations, all employees need to be able to understand and use the information relevant to their role at the moments that matter most. The more data literate your organisation is, the better your results will be. We see every day that organisations that fail to boost data literacy of their employees will be left behind because they're not able to fully utilise business data to their advantage. That's why it's crucial for every business to promote data literacy. In our increasingly data-driven society, data literacy is becoming even more important as data becomes a greater part of an organisation's business, as more people will be accessing data and information. It's very important to be aware of data literacy terminology and approaches, how to use data for insights and opportunities, and how to actually put data to work. The first step in data literacy really is the ability to communicate, write, and read about data in context. This way, all staff, so not just data analysts, are able to critically assess the data, find meaning in the numbers, and actually create actionable business insights from it. Employees with expertise in a business area are going to be the ones that are best able to act on data insights to create results. It's a reason why it's critical for everyone in your organisation, not just data analysts, to have access to data and have a basic ability to actually read and use that data. Not only can your organisation actually make decisions based on facts when it's data literate, but users are actually able to experiment with the data as well and actually uncover new insights and opportunities. Putting data to use and not just collecting it is really the key of the future of your organisation. It's not just understanding data, it also encompasses finding, collecting, interpreting, and even visualizing information, so that we have the ability to ask and answer meaningful questions that we encounter each day, and we can create and make sound evidence-based decisions. There's been a lot of surveys and studies conducted on business practices and reviewing information technology investments. And most of these results have found that productivity is remarkably improved by well over 25% where data-driven decision is adopted. Something that is increasingly more important in policy and program development across organisations. The International Data Corporation, or the IDC, notes that over 50% of organisations still lack the data literacy skills to achieve business outcomes, even though spending on big data and analytics is expected to be over $274 billion worldwide by 2022. However, in saying that, there are significant obstacles to achieving data literacy. As we know, 50% of organisations lack sufficient data literacy skills to achieve business value. And according to Gartner, 35% of chief data officers have said that poor data literacy is one of the top roadblocks to the effective use of data and analytics. That falls just behind cultural challenges and lack of resources and funding. Gartner expects that by 2022, 80% of organisations will initiate deliberate competency development in the field of data literacy to overcome extreme deficiencies. According to a McKinsey survey, the percentage of executives at high-performing organisations who understand data concepts is 44% higher than their counterparts in lower-performing organisations. The share of managers who understand data is 39% higher, and the number of frontline employees who understand data is 12% higher. In particular, within the APS, or the Australian Public Service, they recognise the importance of building data-related skills and capabilities. The Australian Public Service Commission states that data skills are essential for all APS employees in the end-to-end process to support evidence-based, informed decision-making, whether in policy development, program management, or in service delivery. Altis saw poor data literacy as an opportunity to help our clients and other organisations by developing an easy-to-follow data literacy training program, which caters to staff with varying levels of understanding in data and analytics. So surveys, as I mentioned before, are conducted across various organisations around the world, and surveys of data literacy across organisations have regularly been conducted involving business areas and analytics areas as well. These have been done to identify which data skills are missing across organisations. The results found that staff were not actually suffering from a lack of technical skills, but from skills in data-driven problem solving. These issues and skills that were missing specifically mentioned people lacking skills to ask the right questions, understand which data is relevant and how to actually test the validity and accuracy of the data that you have, how to interpret the data well so that the results are useful and meaningful, how to test various theories and hypotheses using tests to see what results pan out, how to create easy to understand visualizations so that senior executive and leaders can actually understand the results and make better informed decisions, and how to tell an appropriate story to actually help decision makers see the big picture and act on the results of analysis. So there are many ways to increase the data literacy in your organisation. However, I think a good guide starts with these sort of steps. So firstly, we look to determine your organisation's current data literacy. So this is establishing the current data literacy of your organisation. Are senior managers able to propose new initiatives backed by relevant and accurate data? Or how many people are actually using data today to make decisions? How confident are your staff in using data? If you're unsure of your organisation's current data literacy maturity level, Altis have created a free online assessment to help with your journey too, and that will be distributed out after this webinar. The next step is normally to identify fluent data speakers and where data gaps exist. So that data literacy assessment I mentioned can and will assist in identifying gaps and weaknesses. So not only do you need data analysts who are adept at speaking naturally about data, but you also need to have people who can translate, bridge the gap, and mediate between the data analysts and business users. Also, you need to identify where communication barriers are preventing data from being used to its full potential. The next thing is to communicate why data literacy is important across your organisation. It's extremely important that all staff in an organisation are wanting to become data literate. Those who understand the why of initiatives are much more likely to support the training to actually get there. So you need to be sure that you actually explain why data literacy is essential for your organisation's success, and it's important for all staff, not just data analysts. Another crucial step is to ensure access to data for staff is vital, and that you have a way for everyone to actually access, manipulate, analyse and share the data. This step can involve finding technology such as an appropriate business intelligence or BI tool to be able to create data visualizations or management dashboards that would make it easier to share. However, it's recommended that staff have a foundational understanding of data literacy prior to utilising data. The next step is normally to roll out a data literacy program. So normally we start with key identified business areas. What you learn in that initial rollout can be used to adjust the program for the future sessions. You need to ensure that the data literacy program is fun and it's also engaging. Data training doesn't have to be boring. Another important step is to lead by example. So leaders of your organisation really need to prioritise data insights in their own work to show the rest of the organisation the priority that the team puts on using data to make decisions and support daily operations. Over time, this emphasis on data will create a data-first culture. While every organisation might have a unique path to data literacy, it's clear that every organisation must start their journey if they haven't yet, or they'll be left behind in the data world. Data literacy will drive success, and the more data literate your organisation becomes, the better results you'll have. So as I mentioned, organisations are starting to realise the power of data in improving services to clients and the way they operate, as well as creating insights from their data. Many organisations have implemented or are now implementing self-service tools, and they're requiring staff to undertake data literacy training, or at least have a base level of understanding in data literacy prior to accessing data and information. Here at Altis, we've created a pathway program aimed at helping and exciting you to become data literate across your organisation, whilst providing flexible training options as part of this program. So data literacy in the current century is pretty much what literacy was in the past century. It's here to propel forward momentum and success. It's essential, as I said, for everyone in an organisation to understand why it's important to improve data literacy. And employees should really be able to use data to influence their day-to-day activities, as well as big picture decisions. If it's used the right way, it can help every employee actually achieve objectives, perform their job better, and contribute to overall business outcomes. And when you give everyone access to the data, it can also make your operations more streamlined and efficient, since those who know the business won't have to wait for data analysts to interpret the data for them. This generally results in a big bottleneck being removed. So what you see on the screen here is the Altis Data Literacy Program. It provides a logical pathway of learning for participants, and these are shown by the 4 red outlines, which lead to an Altis certification, as well as accreditation for individual courses. This training program is aimed at all users of data, from technical developers through to end users, senior executive, and even as entry-level programs for new starters in an organisation. Each of our courses provides participants with a level of understanding of the purpose and the use of data and upskills in specific areas. Each of the pathways are designed to span various skill and knowledge levels based on the course code, with participants able to specialise in a specific pathway or in individual courses. Prior to commencement of these data literacy training for courses, Altis can conduct an in-depth data literacy assessment with key staff to identify the data maturity within an organisation and to assist in identifying the key areas to focus on as part of the training. From here, there are 2 main pathways for participants, both of which are training courses in themselves. And these are data literacy, and this is aimed at end users and technical users, and data platform, aimed at more technical users. Over the next few slides, I'm going to provide you with information on each of the courses that we offer as part of these pathways, and each of the pathways that are available for participants. So, the training pathways that you can see on the screen, they each begin with foundational courses. These are the dark grey boxes, the 100 level codes that you see. And these foundational courses are before participants are given a choice between 2 conceptual courses, and these are the medium grey or 200 level code courses. These conceptual courses are aimed at further expanding on the foundational knowledge learned and heading towards gaining specific certification. From here, participants can then specialise in specific courses and skills, and these are called targeted courses, and these are light grey or 300 or 400 level code courses. These courses are where participants will usually be hands-on and generally require a laptop or some sort of specific software. The 2 foundational courses I mentioned, the dark grey boxes, the data literacy and data platform, are designed as an entry point, specifically around providing baseline understanding across an organisation. That 100 level course code indicates a participant will be engaging with discipline, knowledge, and skills at a foundational level, with all participants speaking the same language and sharing common knowledge prior to progressing through the pathway. The conceptual courses, or those medium grey boxes, they really expand on that foundational knowledge and are the next step in the course pathway. And this is where a participant can begin to decide on the certification path. A 200 level course indicates that the course will expand on the introductory knowledge and the skills the participant has previously learned in a 100 level course. It's generally advisable that a participant has studied a prerequisite 100 level course prior to commencing a 200 level course, given that it builds on that foundational learning. However, it's not necessarily a requirement. For example, participants may simply be wishing to be trained in the use of Power BI visualizations and data modeling, and simply enroll in the DLPD 300 and DLPM 400 courses, or the Power BI dashboard visualization course and the data wrangling, ingestion and modeling course. From here, we have targeted courses too, and they're the light grey ones. As I said, these allow participants to specialise their skills in particular areas. A 300 or 400 level course indicates participants will be developing coherence and the breadth and depth of knowledge and skills in a particular area of learning. In most cases, a participant will need to have studied a prerequisite 200 level course prior to studying a 300 or 400 level course, just to ensure that the foundational knowledge exists. The important thing to note here is that participants receive accreditation for completion of an individual course, endorsing the participant's learning and demonstrated competence in an area. Certification is given to participants when demonstrated competence is shown in 4 courses in a chosen conceptual area, identified by that 200 level course code. To receive certification, a participant is not required to complete all the courses in each pathway, as I mentioned, only 4. So for example, a participant can receive a data visualization certificate specializing in, say, Power BI, for example, and that would be by completing the data literacy, DL 100, the data visualization best practices, DLV 200, and then the DLPD 300 and DLPM 400, those Power BI data visualization and dashboards and Power BI ingestion and modeling courses. So expanding on that, we have our first pathway, and this is the data literacy pathway. So as I mentioned before, the first course is the data literacy course. What this course is it's aimed at participants who utilize data, either through producing or consuming data or making data-driven decisions. So while data may already be a priority in your organization, it doesn't necessarily translate to all your staff actually having confidence to use data regularly and effectively in their decision-making. So improved data literacy has been shown to increase decision-making performance, providing a competitive edge to your organization. Though data-driven businesses try to hire data literate staff, silos can arise where data literate staff are confined to IT and operational reporting areas. As departments and organizations become more interdependent on one another, data literate staff must be present through the entire decision-making chain to minimize risk and to maximize decision quality. It's more important than ever that your organization has the ability to read, work with, analyze, and argue constructively with data. So our data literacy course is designed to have your organization speaking the same language and being fully data literate. It's a 1-day course, and it brings participants up to speed with the foundational elements of speaking data, from reading graphs and charts, understanding mean and causation and other commonly used terms, through to recognizing common pitfalls of data displays and being actually able to challenge data effectively. Here at Altis, we found that this data literacy is the most popular course on offer, and we've been working with a large number of different agencies and departments to develop and deliver data literacy courses, training hundreds of people in Canberra alone over the last 12 months. So there are 2 main pathways participants can follow from here. We have the data visualization best practices, and we have the data governance side. So data visualization best practices really is about the art of storytelling using data. It's aimed at participants who use data to drive decisions, to enable effective communication and produce better results. The course helps participants learn how to understand and speak data and be able to visualize data to tell a meaningful and impactful story. Applying these principles has radically improved data visualization take-up and understanding in many organizations. Learning how to create effective visualizations, understanding best practice, and how to actually tell effective stories with data It can influence performance and business outcomes through real-time strategy and those data-driven decisions again. It's not just about learning how to visualize data, but it's also about how to understand the results and tell that story to drive those business outcomes and optimize strategy. As a company here, we've delivered data visualization courses across all of our offices, both in government and in private organisations. Recently delivering over 24 data visualization courses at Transport New South Wales as a need identified by the organisation. On the other side, we have data governance, and this is really aimed at participants responsible for the overall data governance within an organisation. This includes the governance board, data stewards, and all key data stakeholders. However, it's something that all users of data should be aware of, and they should be aware of the impact and role it actually plays. So, data governance is a crucial part of data management, and it includes various aspects basically. It includes people, processes, standards, and technology essential to managing data and reaching maximum benefit from your data. So, data governance also works to ensure that compliance and managing risk and is tailored to the culture and information maturity and priorities of an organisation. Our data governance course, it's aimed at providing participants with an overview of the disciplines of governing data. It covers the essential components of an organisation-wide program, and it really outlines the steps involved in executing a successful data governance program. The course makes data governance real and tangible through concepts, principles and practices that are relatable to participants, and it's something that's really crucial as changes in data governance needs to adapt to current data developments such as agile development, big data and self-service analytics. So back to this data visualization best practices pathway. So what we can see here is it really expands to different business intelligence or BI tools, and it consists of dashboard development and data ingestion and modeling. So what we have here is the Power BI, Click and Tableau series of training sessions. So the Power BI, Click and Tableau dashboards, or those 300 level courses, are really aimed at all participants who are involved in creating data visualizations in a specific tool, and they're designed at the beginner and intermediate level. The introductory courses cover connecting to and extracting data, transforming the data, creating powerful and meaningful reports and dashboards, and how to publish these results. The hands-on sessions are focused on report consumers and report developers and allow for attendees to learn things like functionality and appearance, interactivity and navigation, data acquisition modes, how to create apps, creating dashboards, shared workspaces, and much more. Our tool-specific training is extremely popular and is something that Altis has delivered across all our verticals, with universities, utilities, and government being the biggest user bases we've delivered these for. The Power BI, Click and Tableau data ingestion and modelling, the 400 level courses, are aimed at all participants who are involved with modelling data and providing administration of the specific tool for your area and organisation. These courses cover more advanced topics and troubleshooting for the ingestion of data and modelling your data for visualisation and dashboards, and they include best practice methods. So these hand sessions are really focused on report developers, and they allow for attendees to learn about creating and sharing data models, advanced DAX concepts, row-level security, data refreshes, and much more. So the next pathway was our data governance pathway, and this expands via various data governance courses. So what we have generally to start with is our data steward training, and this is aimed at participants looking to establish or improve their data governance strategy, or who have a role in data governance as a data steward. So data stewards, they're important leaders in any data governance implementation, and the data steward training really teaches the concepts and practices of data stewardship, covers fundamental topics like types of data stewards, terminology, definitions, along with the implementation role and responsibilities that data stewards play. We have a data governance and quality training course, and that's really aimed at participants looking to establish or improve their data governance strategy, covering all the best practice aspects of data governance. So trends in technology such as big data, cloud, self-service, and agile principles that I mentioned before, they really now change the data governance practices that exist. So with these new trends comes an increase in the concerns around data privacy, for example, and security, and increasing the importance for governance and for us to implement new governance techniques. So what this course does, is it covers the essential and best practices for data governance, including data quality management principles to help shift the focus from prevention of data quality issues rather than correction, and to improve the quality and value of your data. The last one we see here is the data management, and this is really aimed at participants who are looking to improve their data management practices and learning how to improve your data management and quality. The course really focuses on the main reasons for failure and how to actually combat them. Each of the topics in the course get unpacked through explanation and feedback, and delegates here learn techniques how to tackle those problems. The course isn't about a particular methodology, nor does it focus on any particular tool set. Rather, it's about teaching principles and citing real-life examples of poor and good practice, so you can take that back to your organisation and implement those. On the other side of our training pathway, we have the data platform pathway. And the first course here is really our data platform course. So this course is aimed at all participants who are involved in the administration of data platforms within your organisation, or those who are really interested in understanding how data structures work and how they're constructed. So behind every successful data-driven business is a modern data platform. And what this does is allows the right information to reach the right people at the right time. So whether your data is structured, semi-structured, or unstructured and structured in nature, whether you have 2 data sources or 1,000 data sources, the course is designed to explain the tools, terms and techniques utilised in modern data platforms and business intelligence circles, and is aimed to achieve incredible long-term outcomes. The course provides the basis for a multidisciplinary project team to understand how modern data platforms are created, their common pitfalls, shortcuts to success, and solutions to everyday requests that will no doubt arise. This course includes a high-level summary of dimensional modelling and how to stay agile by setting up your modern data platform to allow for continuous improvements in integrations. The aim of this course is for attendees to develop a clear picture of how data structures in different databases work together and how these can be made to interact in our modern data platform to improve your business outcomes. So from here, there are 2 pathways participants can follow. They are the data architecture and platforms and in the introduction to artificial intelligence and machine learning. So the data architecture and platforms course is aimed at all participants who are involved in data management within your organisation and those looking to understand the role data architecture plays in successful data management. Data architecture is a fundamental and essential activity for every organisation who are aiming to be successful at data management. Many organisations neglect data architecture and platforms, which actually prevents the effective use of your data information. Data architecture comprises various things that includes models, business rules or standards that govern what data is collected, how it's stored, arranged, integrated, and how it's used in organisations. As part of the enterprise or solution architecture, data forms one of the main pillars. The introduction to artificial intelligence and machine learning, that's aimed at all participants involved in artificial intelligence and machine learning, or those looking to further understand artificial intelligence and machine learning and how it may be used in your organisation or how it may provide additional benefits. The course really is, it's a high-level overview of artificial intelligence and machine learning, and in it we cover the essential concepts of artificial intelligence and machine learning, and we show you some simple but powerful ways that you can make predictions about people and programs. We cover topics such as neural networks, computer vision, deep learning and unsupervised learning, including identifying possible use cases in your organisation and how artificial intelligence and machine learning may be of benefit to your organisation. So the data architecture and platforms pathway expands, like I said, to modern architecture and modelling. So what we have here, our first one is data ops, and this is really aimed at participants involved in the facilitation of data to consumers who are looking to implement data quality controls across your organisation. Data ops looks at data quality and best practice controls in ETL processes, as data quality plagues most organisations, which can in turn lead to poor decision making. The course focuses on data quality and best practice for ETL processes, with cloud technologies making it easier to access data while efficiently and effectively ingesting and preparing data from various sources. We deep dive into how to actually set up a strong culture of data quality and reliability through setting up your processes for success, how to make continuous improvements, and how to actually build in automated testing. So dimensional modelling, it's aimed at participants involved in data modelling within your organisation, including those who are implementing a new data platform or may be interested in implementing a new data platform. The workshop uses the tried and tested Kimball approach to dimensional modelling to produce a working, problem-specific business matrix that can help enable prioritisation of data modelling, requirements gathering and ETL work, detailed design, and even effort estimation. This workshop's best held at the beginning of a data platform implementation project with a project team that's involved. We have two different modern architecture courses, and the first one is the Azure Modern Architecture course, and that's really aimed at participants establishing architecture utilising the Azure platform or looking to improve their current solution. So every day, organisations are faced with managing multiple data types coming from a wide variety of sources, and they generally contain large volumes and different types of data. In order to deliver insights, organisations really are finding you need to implement a data storage and analytics solution that offers more agility and flexibility than our traditional data management systems, which allows for timely action. So the course aims to provide participants with an overview and a walkthrough of the modern data architecture using Microsoft Azure, and they learn everything from navigating the Azure portal to building an end-to-end solution of a modern data warehouse using popular technologies such as SQL database, data lake, data factory, Databricks, Azure Synapse data warehouse, and Power BI. On the other side of the coin, we have AWS modern architecture, and this really is aimed at participants establishing architecture utilizing the AWS platform instead, looking to improve their current solution again. Each organisation may have a different use case that requires a different tool, and this course really outlines the various options that AWS provides for your needs, from RDS, EMR, and Redshift. And participants go through and learn about the different technologies available on AWS, their application, and the use case within your organisation. So the last pathway that we have is the artificial intelligence and machine learning pathway. So what we have here is a getting started with R programming course, and that really is aimed at participants looking to understand the foundations of R or learning how R predictive analytics can be of benefit to your organisation. The course provides users with the knowledge to get the most out of R, with participants learning how to use R efficiently and productively for data analysis, graphics, and reporting. Our intermediate R program aimed at participants who have foundational knowledge of R, further building on the basics of R and providing more advanced capability training. This course builds on the introductory course and includes the latest developments in R, including functions and packages for analysing big data and producing advanced visualizations. Our advanced R programming is really aimed at participants who are looking for advanced training in R. This will help attendees learn how to develop and maintain code, how to troubleshoot and optimize R code, how to analyze and visualize very large data sets using the latest out-of-memory and big data graphics packages. And then we also do an artificial intelligence and machine learning training on both Azure and AWS. And these are really aimed at participants looking to implement artificial intelligence and machine learning on their modern data architecture, either through implementing data models or as a data consumer. So predictive analytics and machine learning techniques are really revolutionizing business and government, and predictive analytics and machine learning in Azure and AWS are aimed at the person who wants to have a better understanding of the mechanics behind these models and how the models are realistically applied in the business setting. In addition to covering advanced machine learning techniques in depth, the course also covers the management of stakeholder expectations during predictive analytics projects and analytics projects management. Advanced machine learning methods are also discussed in depth in this course too. So to make these training courses as easily accessible as possible, and given the current climate with COVID, Altis have made each of the courses available for delivery both on-site and remotely. So Altis will work with your organisation to deliver this on your approved technology and preferred platform. And we really are available to provide recommendations based on many delivery methods in different companies. Based on years of feedback, we've also found that it can be very expensive and difficult for organisations to allow staff to do full-day courses, and there tends to be a preference for smaller, shorter sessions. The majority of our courses are one-day courses, and each of the Altis training courses are able to be delivered either as a full-day session or 2 half-day sessions. We found that the multiple half-day courses are the preferred option by most of our clients, especially in the current climate. Our courses, they're designed for 10 to 12 people on average, as we do hands-on exercises, and we really want to ensure that the trainer can support all the participants throughout the training course. Over our years of delivering training, we found that with numbers bigger than that, it makes it really difficult for the trainer to actually get around to everyone, and a lot of participants feel that they aren't supported. With each of our courses as well, there's no set numbers of participants required. They can be run for less than 12 people, but we tend to have a maximum of 10 to 12 recommended. Each of our courses are customizable and prices vary on them, and there are package options available for each of the pathways. If you do want more details on pathway packages and costs, I recommend that you please contact your delivery lead or the regional manager in each region, and they'll be able to provide you with a quote. So for more information on the various courses and pathways, we actually have a dedicated Altis landing page on our website. It is included on this slide, and you will receive a link to that website. This page really outlines all courses offered as part of the Altis Data Literacy Program, providing specific detail on the course content, target audiences and learning objectives, going through agendas, and providing more detail on each of the courses that you heard about today. On this slide too, you can see the appropriate contacts for each region. These can also be found on the Altis website. So I just want to say that this does wrap up today's webinar on data literacy, and I'm now happy to answer any questions that anyone might have prior to closing the webinar. I don't think we have any questions, which is good. I'm hoping that means that everyone got a rough overview of why data literacy is important for your organisation, how it can be of benefit to your organisation, and how Altis is keen and can actually support your organisation getting to a data-driven decision making. Cool. I appreciate everyone's time today, and I hope you have a good rest of the week and a good rest of the day, and I look forward to speaking to you soon.